And we are live.
Hey everyone!
Hello out there in TV land. It's me, Lara, and my good friend, Stabby Stephanie, here to talk about Knife Swap.
Yeah! So we have Star and Robert returning with us today. Very exciting. This is going to be our first game where we have the same people, two designers who are also coming on to play the game. So that's going to be really fun.
Two
Looking forward to it.
designers, two players. Y'all are double threats, so that's very
Nice.
exciting.
I thought you were going to say two designers, two players, no hearts, can't lose, or something.
You didn't want to. We didn't want to set this one out on top of other players. You wanted the designers to suffer, is what it was. So...
Yeah, look what you have wrought. See the fruits. The horrible knifey fruits of what you have made. So we're going to be playing Knife Swap today. Slice of life. Our I would say maybe most like out there and surreal concept game that somehow I think kind of holds together though is the thing. Lara did an absolutely amazing job with the game text. I cannot wait for us all to just absolutely chew the scenery reading it out because it's really fun and silly.
Thank you so much. I like that you suggest this is our most out there concept for a game. And isn't the last one we did Let's Write Poetry about Capybara?
Oh, that was so good.
Yeah, but the whole concept of the knife zone that we came up with at the 18-minute mark, or the 8 minutes left mark in the podcast, was just like, what if there was like a knife zone, right? And we're like, yeah, we're going with that.
Sometimes you just have to go with the weirdest idea.
Yeah,
Best idea's best idea, I hope.
I'm very, very
God, I
happy
hope.
about it.
I'm sure this was extensively play tested, so we can confirm that it was in fact the best idea, right?
Well, now
Oh.
it's funny you should ask that. Oh, thank you, Rue has noticed my fashion. One of the rules in the game is that the sharpest dressed player goes first, and I thought I can put on a shirt over my ratty old t-shirt that I'm wearing, and I won't tell anyone else about that rule. But then Lara upstaged me by looking absolutely stunning tonight, so
Thank you.
damn it, outplayed again.
Terrible.
I did tactical smudges, so I'm
Yeah.
good at knife.
The most knife-like of facial markings. Okay, so does everybody have their copy of the game open? Do I have my copy of the game open?
Thank you.
There it is. So who would like to start reading first? Do we have anything else we should do before that?
Safety
Well, so-
tools.
we have, like,
are
a
dealing with
whole-
sharp objects.
Yeah, oh wait, okay, you have to show off your knife now, Star. Robert,
Oh,
do you have a
okay.
knife nearby? We all grabbed knives to show off.
I can get one real quick.
Yeah.
I'll be back presently.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I think you can introduce your knife. Robert will learn about it later.
My knife is unnamed.
Okay. That's fair.
I guess I should come up with a name.
Yeah, that's a
I've got
cool one.
Names. I know. This game includes names, doesn't it? Or
Yeah.
At least knife objectives. Yeah.
Knife objectives, correct.
So, there's knife adjectives too. We could call this the. We'll just call it the cursed stone. Sure, that works. The
Oh,
top
wow,
two on the
okay.
list. Yeah.
That's very good.
It's
I'm
a
into
little
that.
more mobile for a stone than I would expect, but there you go.
Yeah,
Well,
I
that's part
love
of
the
the curse.
hole.
So
There we go.
Ooh, that's a cool
Nice.
one. I love that blade shape.
It's the Ontario Rat 2.
Ooh. Nice.
And it's not made in Canada at all.
The
But its
Ontario.
heart is in Canada.
Yeah, I don't know why it's called that.
That's great. Oh, I have a good story about my knife's name. So this one is a Kershaw Shallots, which has like a really cool blade that I don't think it will zoom in on too well, but it's got sort of like a double-toned thing. I really like the blade, like sort of recurvy shape. It's designed by a knife designer named Ken Onion, and all of his names, all of his knives always have like absolutely berserk edgelord names like Avalanche and Thunderbird and like Whirlwind and stuff. This one was originally called Dead Sexy, and I'm like, okay, guy, like, chill out. But his name is Ken Onion, and he's like a renowned knife maker or whatever. So when the Kershaw Company hired him to make knives, they, I guess, made him give all of the knives onion names. So they're all called like Chive and Shallot and Leek. And I just really hope that he hates that a lot and wants to call them like Blood NATO. Yeah, exactly.
It's very good.
I mean, you could get away with like Tearjerker or something, right? Like,
Yeah,
still an
but
onion-y
it's
pun. So
that would be very good. Tearjerker. Oh, so that's I just hope every time Ken Onion hears the names of one of these knives, he's like, God damn it.
I like that you all have like these cool folding knives, and I'm like, I cut bread with this.
Yeah. I mean, it's a very badass bread cutting knife. It's got the little pokey wigglies.
Yeah, it's
I
got,
don't really
it's
know,
got
I don't know what these
prongs.
are for.
Oh, those aren't sharp, huh? You really put your finger right in there.
Oh yeah, no. Ow. Well, they're a little sharp.
It is
Why did I encourage that?
You did this to me, Alex.
I mean, in a sense. I don't know what I expected. This is going to be the first Unplaytested episode that draws blood.
Oh,
Ugh.
God.
I mean, we veered like far away from the original, which was like when we first started talking mechanics. It's like knife-based mechanics. Can I stab a thing like in the middle? And we're like, I don't know about that.
I don't know about that. That doesn't sound super safe. And you know what? We should have trusted those instincts. We were right.
Yeah.
Okay. Before we get any worse, let's start reading this friggin' game and playing it and stuff.
All right. Can I read the intro? Text?
Oh, please. I request it.
Welcome to the Knife Zone, champion. What is it? Oh, it's the trans-temporal, trans-dimensional, all-consuming vortex whence was forged the platonic ideal of the knife. It's an elemental plane of sorts, and the element in question is knife. It's where knives. All knives! The slicey, the stabby, the finest of weapons, the cheapest of flatware, and yes, even the filthiest, most disappointing subset of knifedom of all, the sword. Ugh. Barely a knife, it's painful to mention it. Anyway, some of you have been to the Knife Zone before. Some of you are new, but all of you are aligned in one common cause. You have a knife, and you need a knife. And gosh, have you ever come to the right place?
Oh, that's so good. Oh man. If we can keep that voice going the whole time, I'm gonna be really happy.
We cannot.
We'll swap around because that's gotta be hard on you, like psychically, if not on the throat.
So I'm channeling the Knife Zone when I do that, and it's very sharp on the inside.
Yeah, that's really good. Let's see. I'll do the next bit. In this game, you are champions. That is to say, you are wielders of knives from throughout time and space, who, when confronted with a relatively mundane task for which their current knife is insufficient, enter the Knife Zone. I know, this old story. Let's get started. Create a knife objective. There are lots of reasons to want a knife. Boar hunting, cake serving, knife games. Write down, knife opportunity on an index card. This is the challenge that someone is going to be forced to deal with. these should be fairly mundane. Like, this is not life and death stuff. It's just knife or not stuff. Shuffle up all those knife objectives and deal them face down to all the players. Lost for ideas? Check out the examples at the end of this document, like creating a jack-o'-lantern, making paper dolls to entertain a 4-year-old, spaghetti.
These are our sample knife objectives, or knife objectives.
Not to be confused with our knife objectives or knife adjectives. Oh.
So, how are we gonna do this?
We're gonna use our playing cards,
Okay.
right? No, we're not gonna use those.
Okay, so playing
'Cause we're-
cards is... Oh, wait, let me put on... Yeah! So,
Nice.
we're really bad at coming up with games that you can play digitally. We really
Yeah. It's
are
always like
bad.
a couple hours before the stream. We're like, hold up, we have to stream this, and it only mentions passing index cards around a table in the rules. You'd think after a year we would figure it out, but no, not yet.
You would think. What I am gonna suggest is that maybe we should all just, like, make a knife objective and pass it to the down. And just sort of, like, not have to do shuffling with knife objectives. Just make an objective and give it to the person next to / below you.
Okay,
Reasonable.
That
Okay.
sounds good.
Cool. Then,
Is my down the same as everyone else's down? I'm just double checking.
you have no down. Your down is me.
Okay. All right.
Yes,
Yes,
it
that is
loops.
correct.
All right, sweet. So we can actually just share those in our chat, I guess. Let's try the
Shit,
easiest
I mean,
way to
we
do
can
that.
just... How does
Yeah,
this work?
in our private chat.
Yeah.
We have our own private chat.
I mean, any suggestions from our viewers? I don't know. Is that a dangerous thing to ask?
I
What's
mean,
a-
it is
what's a-
dangerous, but...
A mundane thing that you can do with a knife. This is kind of almost an all-out of bubblegum situation where, like, your characters are doing absolutely berserk things, but, like, they're accomplishing a super mundane task at the same time, which I kind of enjoy.
I am just gonna steal one of the sample knife objectives
I
because
mean, yeah, you wrote those, so
I wrote these all today, so I'm all out of brain.
that's very
Uh,
fair.
So I'm just gonna write it.
But you're writing it on paper?
I'm writing it on paper,
Are
and
you
then
gonna mail that to me?
when the moment of crisis occurs, after we have done all of our knife trading, then you find out what your objective is, and then I'll just sort of hold it up, like, oh, you got to do this.
Okay. Well, that's a good idea. I don't have any paper though, so I'm just gonna put it in a notepad, I guess.
Oh,
That is
I
what
like how
Notepad is.
much effort we put into planning the stream part of this.
Yep. This is fine. It's part of our charm. I hope.
Gosh willing.
Having it all
But-
lined up would assume you'd play tested it, but that's
Right.
kinda not the point.
Exactly.
Yeah. Playtesting is for chumps who aren't brave enough to get it right the first time.
So I guess if we are where they're face down. Yeah, this is confusing now. Because you shouldn't know what objective you get. Or you
Right.
shouldn't know where the objective you're sending is going, technically, right?
No, you'll find out where the objective is going.
You find out where it's going? Okay.
Yeah. No, it's good. It's good. We'll just
Okay.
we'll just pass it. We'll just pass them.
We'll just pass it.
I
So
swear.
I'm sending one to Star.
Okay. Wait. Is that how this works?
Right? Our down changed. No,
Our
instead of
down
on
does
Robert.
change.
Excuse me.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm gonna make a paste bin and trust that Star will be the only person who looks at that link.
Okay.
That's good.
That sounds
I like
good.
that.
I think you can do like a secure paste bin, but I am
We'll
very
create
lazy.
a one-time pad.
let's I'm not going to do
Rock
amateur
13.
cryptography at this exact instance.
That's very fair.
Paste expiration. Oh, that's a burn after read. Yeah.
I like the sound of that.
I'm only doing this because it's funny. All right. Okay, this link should be
I'd like to
destroyed
point out,
after
you get-
reading, and it
you
is
get
for
stabbed
Star.
Regardless.
Okay.
Stabbing is guaranteed. No one needs to draw your suit for that.
But I don't look at the objective, knife objective yet. Right?
So we don't share
okay.
those yet. Just hold on. Keep it
All right.
secret. Now we're going to make knives.
Okay. This one's for Robert later.
For me later.
No, I will not keep it safe. Don't tell me what to do. Don't you dare.
Does that mean I don't click on it now?
I guess not.
Not yet.
Okay.
It's still imagine that it's a face down card.
All right.
You couldn't see it if you wanted to.
What if I tried really hard?
Yeah. You'd have to pass one of those like psychic tests like at the start of Ghostbusters.
Reasonable.
So, next we're going to create knives. Robert, do you want to read us the create knives section?
8 knives. Hem. Take another index card. Draw a knife on it. Doesn't have to be fancy. This isn't about art. It's about knife. Looking at your drawing, give it one aspect, something descriptive and specific. Serpentine or serrated or red are all fine. Try and keep it to one adjective or one hyphenated adjectival phrase like multi-bladed or ever-burning. Pass your knife to the left. Look at the new knife you got, make a slight alteration to the drawing, and give it another aspect. Again, simple and specific. Pass your knife to the left one more time. Now look at your new knife and give it one final aspect, this time something that isn't visible on the drawing like cursed or tiny or left-handed. Need ideas? Check out the examples at the end of this document.
Yeah, so just past the sample knife jectives, you'll find sample knife jectives. Sorry, knife jectives.
Also, I regret to inform you I have found a typo, and that makes this game unplayable, so...
In my game, impossible. Okay, I have a plan for how we can make these knives.
Okay, good. I was
Let's do
drawing one
this.
in paint.
Okay, I don't think we need to draw knives. We each have a knife. This is the knife. This is what my knife looks like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I'm gonna say, up here, let's just do it in the same. Oh, you know what? I can even give.
Oh, don't worry,
the,
Cindy. We haven't quite gotten to the rules yet. This has been goofs most of the time so far.
Okay.
What did I last do with this? It's covered in goo.
Oh my. Well, that's useful information
That's a-
for us. Thank you.
First adjective, goo covered. I am hearts. So here's what I'm going to do. I am going to put in the first aspect for my knife, which is going to be, I don't know, pronged.
I was gonna say prongy.
It's going to be prongy.
I mean, pronged works.
Prong-esque, Prongarian.
Ooh.
Now, everybody, you do yours.
Okay.
And then we'll figure out how passing works.
I'm gonna call mine. What is that called? Composite bladed, I think, when it's got two different metals in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the spade knife is.
You have to. There's like a little suitcase looking icon.
Edit
which-
to, that really is
yeah.
suitcasey, isn't it?
Yeah, I do not know why that is the editing icon. That's it. I'm pretty happy with playingcards.io. This is a free
Yeah.
shout out.
Not bad at all.
Yeah, pretty happy with it.
I think that's a toolbox, not a suitcase.
That makes so much more sense.
Oh,
That makes
Yep.
sense.
okay. All right, Smarty.
My knife is goo covered.
I love it.
It's very good.
Let's see. Diamonds. We got prongy, composite bladed, goo covered. So we have to pass these around. Let's see.
Right. So going to gain several different attributes before it ends up where it's going to go with its final owner.
Yeah. What do you think? Worn, twisty, foldy.
Foldy is acceptable.
Three of our knives are foldy though, so that's the thing.
It's true.
Um,
But these are just sort of the inspiration knife, right? They don't have to
Yeah.
end up looking like this, or else we
Yeah,
can't
Yeah.
describe
you
it.
can make
True.
changes. With time.
let's call it ring. Mine has the weird little ring on it, right? Let's
Yeah,
say
that ring is cool.
Ring gripped.
Ring gripped.
I would say it's a holy knife.
Ooh, yeah, we're doing that.
Better. That's better.
Done.
All right.
Both there and here.
Oh.
Very fancy. So now I think we're gonna pass our knives to the down.
Reasonable,
Yes.
reasonable.
Okay, just like on TikTok, everyone.
Okay.
Do I have to throw mine in the air? Is
Yeah,
that,
you
is that
just
how this
have-
works?
You
Just
throw
throw it
it.
up as hard as you can. See what happens.
So I have the composite bladed knife now.
Yes.
And I've got a holy knife, and I get
I've
to
got the prong
say something different
prongy
about it.
knife.
Oops, not that one. Holy. And yes, this is where we can veer off from knife actual and introduce all kinds of new knife mechanics or knife canics.
Wow.
Now
Thank
it
you for
says
getting
slight
that.
alteration.
Everybody needs to get some knives, by the way. If you in the audience don't have a knife in your hands, you are watching wrong.
Oh yes, for the audience, I don't know if we said it out loud, we are now going to be adding more aspects to the knife that we got, and then passing it on again.
Yeah, knife
And we
details,
can
not
we can
to
make
be-
we can make shit up now, which is why the holy knife is also what, argent bladed.
Wow.
Sure.
Prongy
That
made
seems
me
like
think
a thing
of
that
like
means something.
antlers, so I'm going to say it is antler handled.
Mm.
Yes.
Alright.
If you imagine a knife in your hand, then the knife is with you. Always.
Imagine a knife in the hand of your heart.
Cindy went and got some knives. Tweet at Unplaytested a picture of your favorite knives and a link to this stream. Let everyone know this is where all the cool knives are at.
I need pictures of knives.
Yeah. The knife is going to burst out of your chest magical girl style. That's wow. Very exciting.
Alright, the composite bladed knife is also extremely shiny.
Nice.
Ooh.
All right.
So I think this goo-covered knife is sizzling.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Love me some sizzling goo.
Yeah, that's amazing. Maybe they
I-
were fighting pyro slimes in Genshin Impact. They're gooey and sizzly. It works.
The nice part about them being called pyro slimes is you know what they are, even if you've never Genshin'd an Impact.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, you got to appreciate that kind of naming convention.
It's very good.
I think that's all of the second knife descriptions.
So we
Nice.
pass our knives to the down one more time. And now I have a goo-covered sizzling knife.
So that
Thank
puts,
goodness.
does that put me at the diamond?
Yes.
Yes.
Goo-covered, sizzling.
Definitely have to go with holy, argent bladed, and cursed, right?
That's
Only
pretty
thing
good.
better than a holy knife is a cursed holy knife.
I mean, it's holy. Yeah. That seems like a curse to me.
Hey, temporally displaced.
There we go.
Ooh.
Goo-covered, sizzling, temporally displaced. I think I need to move these over just a little bit.
The prongy antler-handed knife is kind of rude.
Oh no.
It's
Oh, that's
rude.
good. Oh,
That's
good.
amazing.
So we've got composite bladed, extremely shiny. And
Oh my gosh. Y'all checked out Cindy's knives? They're really cool.
No, let me see.
Very
these
good,
knuckles.
sort of military looking fixed blade knife with a little serrated bit at the bottom, and then it goes up and has a nice sharp point on the end. What do I want to say? Kind of a Tonto point, I think, where it goes like that. Yeah, that's nice. And yes, those other two are box cutters. Now I understand.
a box cutter is knife. Yes.
Box cutter's
Yeah.
knife. Yeah,
Box cutter is knife. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
They're-
a quality knife.
Yeah.
So composite bladed, extremely shiny, smells like onions.
Okay.
Amazing.
Gonna move them over a
Scooch
little bit
those
more. I
over.
guess.
I mean, you might want to scoot them over more for adding.
Oh no, we got our three, right?
We got our three.
We got our three. We're good.
Alright.
We're golden.
So is it my turn to do the reading?
Yeah, I think so. Yes.
All right.
Create some champions.
All right, it's time to create champions.
Yeah.
Pass the knives to the left one last time.
Which is to say, to the down. Oh, that means I have the one that smells like onions.
So yeah, who got what knife before we go to the next step?
So if you got that one, that means I got the goo-covered, sizzling, temporarily
think we
displaced
can-
knife?
Do these so they're in the right order, right?
Yeah.
So, there. I
So-
have the spades. Alex has the clubs. Robert has the diamonds. Star
Okay.
has the hearts.
Good.
So mine's kind of rude. Got it. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we
Look
move
at
them?
the knife you got. This is your blade. It's the blade you have been wielding for some time. Oh sure, maybe it's not your first or best knife, but it is yours, which has to count for something. Follow-up question: who are you? If this is the knife for you, you will define yourself from it. Give yourself the following: a name. That's the thing that people call you. I'm gonna butcher this. Subraket. Did I say that right? That's like the
yeah.
mighty or the wise or earth shatterer. Class. That's the thing that you would like do. Could be wizard or anthropologist or cyber hacker or anything. Listen, the knife zone transcends all time and space, and so shall your champions represent All genres and time periods, and magic and super science are all welcome in the knife zone. Zone. As long as they are applied to knives. So write your name, the sobriquet class, on the bottom of your knife. Example: Dorthok the violent barbarian, Chet the delightful guitarist, Daisy the doombringer, mercenary, etc. I tried to keep the voice going. So
No, it was very good.
It was good. Oh man.
how are we gonna attach this to the knife?
I guess Alex, you're just gonna put it in like, what do you call? In parentheses afterwards?
Sure. That makes sense.
That's
We'll
what
just
it
give
looked like you
ourselves
were
some more room. Zoop.
But who am I? Who am I with my shiny onion knife?
Although we're gonna be trading these around later, are we
Well,
not?
I mean, this is who originally owned the knife. Of course, we're going to trade knives around, but it will always have its prior
Okay,
owner.
that just lets us know who used to have it. That's
Yeah.
fair.
Oh, you asked us the most difficult thing, to come up with a name.
Yep, names are super
Yeah.
hard. You could always start at the other parts and come backwards to the name.
Oh no, there's an order on the page. And it must not be deviated from.
Must
These
follow
rules are not arbitrary, Alex. I have the additional challenge of I need to pick something that justifies my tactic smudges, so I'm Alma the Tactical.
Ooh, that's good.
Yes.
You need a class still.
I forgot the class. It's very important.
Chef Assassin. No.
Yeah, Chef Assassin. It's kind of a hybrid class. You know.
That's really cool, actually.
I only assassinate in chef related situations. So kitchens or really just mostly kitchens.
Just kitchens. You only assassinate other chefs.
Oh yeah. Well, they have it coming.
That's how you get to be top chef.
The onions cover the scent of blood. Yes.
You know, you could have a pretty good show about a knife wielding chef. Call it like Iron Chef.
Is my getaway car a food truck? It absolutely is. Heck yeah. I sell falafel out of it on my way to safety.
And speaking of Michelin stars, you're just seeing the person that what happened to whoever removed one from Alma. So that's why they're all still there. all six Michelin stars. How'd you get 6? I threatened them.
I take a star from every one of my victims.
So good.
So do you assassinate other Michelin star chefs? Is that what I'm hearing?
No, I assassinate a ton of chefs, but if they have Michelin stars, I do take one.
They actually keep the stars inside them. It's like a power-up when you defeat an enemy, right? So,
I got 2 Cindy points, and I'm going to cook and eat them now.
Amazing. Let's see. What's my occupation?
Yeah, who are you other people?
I am Ars the Lost, Fae Hunter.
Ooh.
That's very good.
Well, you hunt Fae, or you are a Fae who hunts, or...
Why not both?
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Sorry, I had to add another name.
That's really
I saw
good.
how long it is.
Can you read out the whole thing for us?
My name is Mycroft William Susan Mackenzie, the Nameless, Paladin of Regrets.
That's very good.
It's a little bigger so we can see this text a little better. I'm just gonna drag this even a little further over. Okay.
Promise I'm done.
Oh, how
Did
come
you
I
think
went
you're
down
going
to
to a
2 lines?
second line?
I don't know. Not on purpose.
Can it do that?
I
Oh wait. If I change the container size.
ooh.
Oh, stop
Oh.
this.
Oh, that's way useful. I should have done that way earlier.
What sorcery is this?
I'm
Can
magical.
we change that? Oh, well, no, don't put it with one word on the last line. It's the most non-optimal use of space.
Fine, okay. How's that? Better?
I can't tell.
Okay, it is better.
Good, yes, that's better.
I feel like putting one word on the last line does leave off a lot for like anticlimax. If you wanna do that.
The amount of editing I've done for writing game text, that's like, it moved to the last line. How can I like subtract just the
Oh my
slightest
gosh.
bit earlier so it like back up?
Yeah, it's berserk. You're like, I need to find a word that's 10 characters instead of 11, or like if it's 11 characters, like just make the words just just a few smaller. The
Just maybe
kerning.
some L's and I's in there, you
Yeah.
know? Just to... Is that a W? Fuck off.
Oh,
yeah. W's, O's,
not allowed.
M's.
Okay,
Oh.
should we all introduce our characters? Who hasn't
Oh,
done
yeah.
it yet? Have I not done it?
Who are
Yeah.
you?
My character's name is Nerwin Big Bargains, the Void Roamer, who is a cosmic wanderer from the end of time.
Excellent.
Named after, I think there's a seal named Big Bargains in a really good short story. What is that story called? The World is Blue, I think? Oh boy, there's a lot of different things. What if I look for big bargains?
Yeah, that's not gonna get you any false positives.
It's gonna give you like
Dang, it did.
20 different corporate entities.
Alright.
Advertising, A/B testing. Let's do this. Please click.
Now is the time to look at your objective, which means everybody pass your objectives to the down.
Alright, I'm clicking on the thing now.
Yeah.
I need to impress my crush. Alex, you need to get good at darts.
I need
It's
to get good
time.
at darts. It's finally time. Amazing.
Did I click on the right one?
Yours isn't the one that says for Robert.
Right. So I think I clicked on the right one. Okay.
Yours is the one from Robert.
Yeah.
Which I should have labeled but did not because we live in a world of uncertainty and chaos.
So I have to calm a skittish, easily spooked horse with a knife.
With the knife.
So that one's for me.
Yours is the other one.
Mine's the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It says that I can no longer view this. Oh,
No.
it's access. Okay. No, I'm okay. I'm okay. Okay. So apparently, I have ducked into the knife zone briefly because I'm caught in a parachute after doing some skydiving with an incompetent instructor who got lost somehow, probably my fault, and need to get free.
That's very good.
Oh, goodness.
Very specific.
I mean, it's the best skydiving kerfuffle related problem to have, right?
Imagine,
You're like, at
this-
least I'm really close to the ground. Almost there.
It's It's like I'm falling and just like boom into the knife zone. So you just watch me fall, and then eventually I have to drop back out, and then I open it up again, back in the knife zone, just like. Zoom, zoom.
Okay.
So Robert has to calm the skittish horse. Okay.
Yeah, I am calming a skittish, easily spooked horse with.
Of course, I clicked on the wrong link. So.
You clicked the one that said for Robert. I tried so hard. This is fine.
All right. Are we ready for gameplay, such as it is?
Yeah.
Do it.
All
Oh,
right.
also, here's the fact. Your current knife cannot do the task at hand. Doesn't matter what the task is, I promise you, it will not work. You may want to think about why. And now it's time to get started. Maybe over to Lara again?
Starting with the sharpest dressed player. Everybody does a brief scene. Other players can be NPCs. Introduce yourself and show the others your objective and your blade. You will play your champion. Everyone else will be minor characters who introduce themselves when needed. The goal is to explore how did I come to have this objective and why won't my current knife work. The scene ends as soon as you tear open the fabric of reality in order to enter the knife zone. Whether this happens on purpose or not is largely up to you. So who's the sharpest dressed player? I will point out that Alex is wearing a shirt with a collar.
No, it's definitely you, though.
Yeah, I'm wearing a hoodie. I'm not in consideration here.
Laura, you've got the tactical face paint too. So.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
oh,
very
man.
sharp.
Okay, wait. Oh, I don't want... There we go.
Hey.
Hey, now I got a starring role. And now I have to go first. I didn't really plan this out ahead of time.
Good luck.
Okay. So, the scene opens on Alma, the tactical chef assassin, in the midst of some chef assassinating. She is, I don't know, what's a fancy friggin' restaurant? Like,
Just make one up.
Arby's? I don't know.
Yes, but it's Arbies.
Yeah, okay. So we are in the kitchen at RBA's. RBA's.
Mm-hmm.
And it is dark. The restaurant is closed. It is just one lone sous chef there doing the final tidying up, cleaning things away. Alex, you're the sous chef. Tell me what you're doing.
I am mopping.
Mopping. Suddenly.
I say, having closed restaurants and thinking of the last thing that you do.
The freezer door opens from within. And there is Alma wearing an enormous, like, white parka with a faux fur hood,
Yes.
which she just sort of pulls off slowly as she steps out into the darkened kitchen on cat-like tread as she steps behind the sous chef, grabs them by the shoulder, yanks them around, and says, "Hey, have you seen my great knife?"
And the sous chef is absolutely startled, dropping their mop, and says, Excuse me, what is going on?"
"Oh, Gary, have you seen how shiny my knife is? I thought that maybe you would want to, I don't know, come talk about it with me. Go on a walk on the beach and talk knives together."
I'm sorry, ma'am, this is an Arby's.
Yes, I know. But I don't know if you've noticed, but you don't really need to do this right now. The head chef is in the ovens. Part of him in each oven. And I just throw open the nearest oven, and there is a chef head in there.
My goodness.
And I slam it shut again, and I say, "So your job is essentially over, so why don't you come with me? Did I call you Gary before?
Yes, it's not my name. The name tag says like Armand or something.
Armand. Armand, I have been staking out our bees for months now, and you. It's
Was
not
that a
just.
pun because of the steaks that we cooked?
It is now, yes. I have been shaking out our bees for months now, and what I know is not only is head chef Antoine useless, not just because he is in many of the ovens right now. Do not turn those on. That is a crime.
Yeah, he is literally a head chef now.
You're so funny, Armand.
It's my defense mechanism when I get knives held to my neck.
I was just trying to show it off. So would you like to come, on a little walk with me?
Yes, I would love that.
Do I get the feeling that you are actually impressed, Armand?
I think you can feel the rapid beating of Armand's heart with your hand pressed to his jugular, so take that as you will.
Oh, this isn't working, is it?
I don't know what you're trying to do, so...
I'm trying to impress you, Armand. Are you... with my knife?
Why are you trying to impress me? I'm just a humble sous chef. Although I guess maybe I get a promotion now because the head chef is dead. Sorry, chef.
You could be the greatest chef of them all, Armand. You and I, we could open a restaurant together.
Do you
Come
know
now.
how to cook?
Of course. I
Or
know
do
how
you
to
just
cook, I know
kill
how to
people?
kill. They're spelled about the same. It's relatively equivalent.
That is how that works, so okay, yeah.
Cindy, don't doubt my ability to do accents.
Don't doubt my ability to do accents as there.
So I think as much as I am holding up this knife in your face, trying to impress you with it, I get the impression this is not working. You know what it is? I can see the tears in your eyes.
Yeah.
That while they are clearly tears of existential terror,
Right.
I can tell, oh, it's the onion smell. It's the onion smell. I knew it.
Mm-hmm.
I shouldn't have hidden in that bag of onions in order to kill head chef Antoine.
Yep.
Oh. You know what? Armand, you stay right here. I will be back in a wink and a tittle. Is a term that we say in the Americas, where I'm from.
Okay, that makes sense to me.
And with that, I turn on my heel and I go over to the doorway to the knife zone that is in all very fancy kitchens.
Yeah, all 5-star Michelin restaurants get a doorway to the knife zone.
You get your 5th star, you get your doorway to the knife zone, and I just sort of slam it open and I say, "Go nowhere," and I disappear into the knife zone, shutting the door behind me.
And Armand is sitting there alone. He looks over at the mop on the ground. He looks over at the head of the head chef in the oven. He takes off his tall sous chef hat, and he brings out a little rat from under it. He says, "Did you see that? Oh my god."
Good. Good.
And scene.
Improv is fun. Oh god, I have to do another one now? No, somebody else.
Sorry, Nerwin Big Bar. Well,
I just had to do acting already. Okay.
Way to be the second sharpest dressed. That's the order that we're doing this in.
Oh, okay. Alright, let's see. What the heck was my objective again? Did I write it down?
You need to get good at darts.
I need to get good at darts. Okay, sweet. So, Nerwin Big Bargains, the Void Roamer, whose occupation is Cosmic Wanderer, is scooting around the multiverse, approaching the heat death of the universe when the stars are few and far between, especially far between, and has just stopped off at good old fashioned Earth again. She's still around apparently. I guess the sun has done a supernova a long time ago, but the Earth is still there. they built like a big shield in front of it to protect it. Good job, Earth. But after that, it's still kind of like a wrecked up post-apocalypse Earth. I have to do like world building for mine. Jesus. So
They used a very big knife to block out the sun.
yeah, they used a really big
cut the
knife.
sun's energy in half is what it was.
There we go. That's perfect. Keeping it on theme. Thank you, Star. So I have got my goo-covered, sizzling, temporally displaced knife in a little like a little Metal Gear Solid style like chest sheath where I can just draw it like that, strapped to me. But you can see that the knife keeps like flickering and changing and like glitching out because of its temporal displacement. So that's a little bit worrisome. And look, the goo on it keeps like switching and changing to like different iterations of different times it's had goo on it and things, changing colors and stuff. So I am gonna touch down. I think I just walk through space. That's how Nerwin does. So I touch down on the moon, which was also cut in half as part of the collateral damage of stopping the sun explosion. So the moon is just like perfectly bisected. It's got two halves that are just floating with like a space in between them. And I go, what's Nerwin look like? I'm thinking kind of like just a really like roughly humanoid figure swathed in like rags and remnants of 1,000 worlds. I've got like a part of a weird spacesuit hose like coming out of part of my rags and then going around into another part, and I'm still very light on my feet as though I'm sort of moving in like a low gravity, and I'm on the moon, and I sort of drop down into the center of the moon, where I find one of the last surviving enclaves of humans. Does somebody want to play like a cool human card sharp dart player?
Sure.
Yeah. Let's see. And you are running a speakeasy like humans do when
All
times
humans
get
do.
tough. Yeah. So I come here to the speakeasy in the center of the moon. I feel like it would be really easy to come with a good pun name for that, but I don't have it ready.
I feel like something riffing on like made of cheese.
Oh yeah, okay. It's called the cheese wheel, because it's at the circular center of the moon, and there is also an amazing antique dartboard there that is like one of those electronic ones that like maybe it says like weird little catchphrases and stuff when you hit the different drops of Lupiter, says Cindy. Whoa, that's pretty good though. Maybe that's one of the drinks they serve there.
I'm feeling like my dartboard has like Mortal Kombat style like
Yes.
KO sort of voiceovers when you get a bullseye or whatever.
Yeah, that's very good. And so I come back and what is your person's? Do you have a name? Do you have a title? Are you like the maitre d' or something?
My name is the Moon Wizard. That's the
Oh,
name, not
yeah.
the title.
That's very good.
That's why I moved to the moon to start a speakeasy.
Nice.
It was easier than the alternative. Yeah, and my primary occupation is bilking chumps out of their dart money.
Nice. So I tip the like raggedy hood of my wanderer's outfit at you, and I say, "It's been a long time, but I'm back. I'm here to challenge you again, and this time, I've got the exact blade that I need." And I pull out my goo-covered, temporarily displaced knife. It sizzles menacingly. I'm holding it by the blade, but it does not seem to burn me with the sizzling. Thank goodness. And it also just like zaps out of existence and then back as I'm holding it. And I say, I knew I'd need to beat your time magic in order to finally win at darts, and I got the perfect knife for the job. And I toss it to myself.
You're welcome to take a stab at it.
No, that's how you got me last time. I'll be throwing this. I'm not crossing that line. I'm not going offsides again. You won't fool me twice. You crafty old moon wizard.
You lost because you didn't throw the knife last time.
Just walked up and stabbed the dartboard. Disqualified. I didn't really get the game last time, but this time I'm on to you. I will be throwing this knife, and it will work perfectly, just like this. And I whip the knife, end over end, flying goo spattering off it in all directions. Just teleports right through all of the time traps that the Moon Wizard has set up, and then just as it is about to strike the bullseye, it just blinks into like an ancient future version of itself that is like completely rusted and corroded and just disintegrates into particles as soon as it hits the bullseye without actually going in at all. And I'm like,
Whoopsie.
Tough
Damn.
luck, big bargains.
Jeez, I thought I was at the end of time and that thing couldn't get any older, but apparently there's still more time after this. This is great. All right, look, I'm going to the zone. I'll be right back. And I scrape together the floating around fucking dust of my knife that had exploded into in a little pile and like cup it in my hands and blow on it, and then it turns back into its regular shape. And I put it back in the sheath angrily and stomp over into the there's a beaded curtain that leads to the knife zone. As all good moon bases have.
Of course.
Of course. What moon base doesn't connect to the knife zone?
Right.
Alright, who's the third sharpest dressed among us?
Were we not just going down the...
Okay, fine, we can just go down. That's fine also.
I mean, Robert has at least 2 layers. I only have 1.
It's true. It is.
I normally
It's a
think
nice
you were such a
hoodie.
sharp dresser, Starbuck. Today you've disappointed me. Because we didn't tell you at all that you would need to dress.
Didn't tell me I needed to follow that rule.
You gotta go get your
Well,
cool
you should
jacket.
have known the
I should go
rules
get
to
my-
the game.
yeah. I should go get my cool jacket. Yeah, that's what I should do. It's like, oh, I'm jumping out of an airplane. So
Yeah.
Sure. I'll pretend I'm the third sharpest dressed. I think that some Mycroft has been doing some regret paladining, and it isn't going well because it literally can't.
I was really hoping you were gonna say that.
And like it used to be a full-on like adventuring party, and everybody else is dead, and all of my equipment is gone except for this knife that I have, which is I never use because it's cursed. And I'm just trying to get out of there and go home.
Aw.
And there's this horse, and because it's just seen everybody around me die, it's a little startled, and I'm like trying to calm it down, reaching into my pockets, and I just pull out this knife, and I'm like, here, I got this scary shiny knife. It's very shiny. See, shiny knife will protect you. And the horse is having none of it.
Imagine the neck screams a little bit, like as you look at the horse.
Yeah, it for some reason it doesn't like when you brandish a knife at it. I
Weird.
can't imagine why. I suspect it's probably the curse.
It's probably because it thinks you're hitting on it because you're brandishing a knife at it. That's what flirting is.
So, and just having a lot of regrets about this adventure. I'm just like, I wish I at least had a better knife to calm this horse down, and because the universe is cruel, I am just sucked into the knife zone.
Amazing. Well, what color is the horse?
It's chestnut.
Ooh, nice.
You gotta need the right kind of knife to calm a chestnut horse.
Curious to know if this is a horse you just found along like somebody's stable or like whatever.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, or like you've been like dragging one of your former adventures, but like fellows horse around.
I think the adventure might have fallen apart at the stables while we were like trying to go.
Didn't even make it any further.
It's all the fault of that Johann. Tried to get him dismissed, but he's curried such favor with father.
Yeah, that's how Mycroft got here.
Okay.
Nice.
So I think let's see. What was my name? I need to remember my name.
Ours the lost.
Ours the lost. So we're in this. I guess I'm assuming a plane of some sort, right? And looking out across these series of big open fields, because I'm looking for my target, and I've been doing all this upfront stuff. I'm hunting, right? That's what I do. I am a fae, but also like I hunt fae because hey, why not? It's fun that way. It's kind of funny. They never expect it, and so as this plane is going, right, I've been doing intel, and I see it, like there is like the stones that I've been looking for, right, where my quarry is hiding, and I get ready as I sort of turn to my parachute instructor, which I'm going to need someone to play.
Lara's got to do it. That's the
Hey.
circle, right?
I'm Parachute Johnson, at your service.
All right, I have never done this before, and they're just sort of like looking very ready, like they think they've got this, but like full faith in you, full faith in Parachute Johnson. So and they're just like, all right, Parachute Johnson, help me touch down. That's what parachuting people say, right? So
Yeah, seems
Yeah.
reasonable. Yeah, that's what you got to say before you go parachuting.
all right, I'm ready.
All right, go for it.
But
And just
I'm not-
open the door.
okay, so like the parachute just like clips on.
I mean,
Right,
you'll
it's full.
figure it out on the way down.
Okay. It just does. Okay. You got this. And so like I think I just take the parachute like in my hands because like Parachute Johnson just said just take it and I'll figure it out, like if I need to put it on. Like I've already got a pack on, so like it doesn't make sense to like add another thing to my back, right?
Uh-huh.
And because I've got all my equipment there, and like obviously like there's this bag and there's like a cord, and like if I'm gonna pull the cord, you can't pull a cord behind you. It must be in front of you, right?
Mhm.
Never mind that it's like attached to some sort of like strap thing. No, right? That can't be how parachutes work.
Those are holding straps.
Those are holding straps, exactly, for your hands, and so I look at Parachute Johnson. Thank you so much, and I just sort of as I'm standing there with the door open, I go to like shake Parachute Johnson's hand, and like the wind whips me out of the airplane.
That's the hand you were holding on with.
Exactly. Like, hey, whoop, out I go, carrying on to the parachute as we tumble. And I think like as I'm falling, I like get one very brief glance up to see that Parachute Johnson is in fact my target, who has tricked me.
Tear off my mask. And it's a fae behind there, I guess.
Yeah.
I tear off my glamour.
And it takes me a few moments as I stare in disbelief, and like, I'll get you. And then I realize that I can't actually run after you, because I'm falling from a plane. And
Yep.
as I'm tumbling and tumbling and tumbling, and it occurs to me, okay, well, I'll figure this out. So I'm looking, turning the thing over, and I take out my knife, because my knife, which is pronged and antler handled, because as all good things from Fae should be, right? Or deer antlered, right? Just antlered. Doesn't matter. Antler handled. I take it out, and it's always served me well in the past. This is an important knife to me. So of course it's going to serve me well now. And so I'm looking it over, and there's this silly string thing, but like parachutes can't come from strings. So I take my knife and I stab it into the parachute. And there's a poof as this parachute just sort of like goes out, and now I'm tumbling, tied up in a parachute. And of course, but that's okay. It's okay as I'm now plummeting to the ground. I still have my knife, and my knife is going to get me out of this parachute. Would somebody like to play my knife?
Oh, cause it's
Kind of rude.
It's kind of rude.
It's kind of rude. Yeah. The knife says, "Hey, pal, watch what you're doing," and the antler prongs get all tangled up in the cord as well.
Well, we need to cut the lines so that we can.
We need to cut the line. We need to cut the line. I'm cutting the line here. Okay, I'm the one doing all the work.
I know. You will cut the line. Yes.
Yeah,
You
that's
need
right,
to
I
cut
will.
the line because we're.
I'll cut it when I'm good and ready. Okay, are you rushing me? Are you rushing me to
No,
cut this?
No, we can take our time.
Wow, no appreciation.
I mean, you kind of owe me from the last time.
For what? I owe you? That's not how I remember it.
Well, if you're gonna be like that, maybe I just won't have you cut the parachute.
Oh, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna trade me away in the knife zone? You couldn't even get there if you...
idea.
What? No!
And like every good, every single good Fae hunter out there, because you don't really actually need hunting supplies. Who needs that? What you do is you keep a pocket doorway to the knife zone in your pack. And so I
Yes.
swing my pack off, open it up, and pull the bag over my head as I then plummet into the knife zone, still tangled up in the parachute.
Amazing. The knife is like, ah, come on!
Very good.
Goodness.
That was
Welcome to the
fun.
knife zone, everyone.
I'll play that knife all day. New favorite character, kind of a rude knife.
All right.
Okay. So next we've gotten through all of our scenes, right?
We have.
Yes.
We have.
So we're gonna randomize our knives.
There
Oh, randomized knifes, it says. Whoops.
we
That's
go.
fine.
No, that's on purpose.
Oh, okay, good.
I've
There.
gone ahead and shuffled our knives.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah.
Pre-shuffled knives.
Pre-shuffled knives. Yeah, the knives got mixed up as you entered the knife zone. That's a thing that happens. That's a thing that happens in the knife zone.
I
It
love
is
our
worth
roll
noting,
rolling.
one of these knives is a sword.
Blah.
So, everybody, take one knife. Oh wait, y'all are gonna be able to see mine. Well.
Uh-oh.
We just
Just
we'll
don't look
pretend
at that part
we
of the screen.
don't. Yeah.
Oops.
Dude. You just got a
Somebody
3-card Monty a little bit there.
Whatever. Okay. Don't look at the... Don't... Oh god, I didn't plan this out well enough.
Can you open a second window?
Oh my god, I super can. Yes.
There
this
we
is very
go.
good. Yes. I just need to open it in a new browser profile.
You need to be like player 6, player 5.
Okay. Give me a sec. Let me get some crap out of the way.
We gotta go get Dark Lara.
Okay. Entering. Hello, I'm the one moving this knife up here.
Ooh.
But you can't see it. Okay, I'm gonna
Amazing.
reshuffle these knives.
I had memorized them all, so that is
Yeah.
necessary.
Well, now they're.
This is a
shuffled.
game where you benefit strongly from cheating.
So everybody, take a knife and drag it down to your little zone at the bottom. Very good.
Oh, how do I get out of edit mode?
Hit
gotta
the
click.
briefcase again.
Oh god, don't click that.
Yeah.
There we go. There we go.
And if you end up with your own knife, then you switch it with the one that is in the middle. And I have ended up with my own knife, so I am actually going to do a switcherooski here.
Nice.
Okay.
I almost
And-
just said out loud, I've got, and then which one I had.
Oh no, you mustn't.
That would have been a very bad idea.
That would have been a very bad idea. Unless that's how the game goes. I don't really remember at this point. How do these rules go?
We'll keep reading.
Oh god. Oh god. Where are we? Why did I print these out instead of having a nice, convenient PDF? Okay. Everybody, in whatever order seems the most fitting and beneficial, describe your arrival in the knife zone. I come in through a door.
I just materialize. Looking regretful.
Mm-hmm.
I fall from above. Tangle lip in a parachute.
I feel like falling down in the knife zone is a dangerous, dangerous place to be.
Yeah, I think I come in through a beaded curtain, and then I immediately like step on the ground a little bit heavier because there's more gravity here than where I just was, and I'm like, whoa.
All right. Can someone read the propose a swap rules?
Yeah. Oh, we also introduce ourselves without sharing our knife, which is hidden behind our back,
Oh,
ready
yes.
to whip out in a moment's notice. You know, like normal. Did we get the physical descriptions for everybody? I don't think
I'm
I
wearing
remember.
like a chef's uniform, but it's jet black, including the hat.
Oh, that's very cool. Yeah, I'm like a raggedy, far future wanderer, and I think you can't see my face in the hood. It's just shadow, even though it is not deep enough, and the light is like should be showing it, right?
Yeah. Mycroft definitely read the How to Look Like a Paladin handbook. Just very, very white themed. I think that's probably how they ended up with the cursed knife. Is it looks very paladinly,
Right.
and didn't think about it and has since come to regret it.
Yep. Like many of their decisions.
Yeah, but does not have any other gear at all because things have gone very badly today.
Nice. Are you like? Is your armor like blood spattered, or is it still pristine?
Surprisingly immaculate.
Nice. One of the benefits.
No regrets about fashion.
Ours is bony and like gangly, and for the most part, you can't really see them very well right now because they are covered in parachute. So you might see elbow or a hand or ear or
That's
foot at different
very
points in
good.
time. For the most part, though, it's big, complicated mess of line and fabric.
I love that your trouble has just followed you here. What color is the parachute? I'm imagining like one of those rainbow parachutes like you would have in a kindergarten,
Oh,
but
absolutely.
I'm sure it could be something else.
Yeah, did Parachute Johnson like really mess me up? Like it actually is like one of those kids' parachutes. It has like a hole in the center of it, and like it never would have worked even if I figured it out. So...
Yeah, no, absolutely. Parachute Johnson cannot be trusted. It's
Yeah.
probably full. It's like probably made of like a nylon mesh anyway. Like it won't hold air. It will not parachute you.
You're lucky that what you fell into was an interdimensional portal, basically.
Right, until I leave, in which I continue falling.
You'll have a really good knife at that point. So,
Yes.
problem solved. Or not. Alternatively, we can have non-optimal endings for our characters.
This is
Can
true.
and probably should.
All right, here's where we're getting to the meat of the swap. It's like a swap meet. So we're gonna propose a swap. The champion who is most discontent with the knife in their possession goes first, and you will snatch the extra face-down knife. What could it be? I sure hope it's not a sword. Look at it. You now have a hand of 2 knives, unless you're a ranger or know the 2-weapon fighter feat, in which case you have 2 hands of 1 knife each. Regardless, you can only hold on to one of them, so you need to make a decision. Which of your knives do you want to keep, or which do you want to give away? How do you decide? Unless it's the sword, obviously, you don't want that crap. Reveal one of the knives, and put the other one back face down. Choose another champion, someone who is not the original owner of the knife, because you know all too well that they will not want their own knife back. This person is henceforth known as the Swappee. Offer them the knife you revealed. No, don't just thrust it at them like some sort of filthy knife salesperson. No, champion. As you look on this blade, you can sense a story of its past. Quickly, you will run an exceedingly brief scene between yourself and the knife's owner. They will play their own character, armed with their own knife. You will be the GM. Set them an obstacle which they will overcome using the power of their knife. Issue challenges that the aspects of the knife are perfect for overcoming. Keep it zippy, though. This is the knife zone, not the improv zone, so don't, let this go over 5 minutes, okay? When finished, turn to your target and inform them that they must engage in a knife swap with you. So maybe we can do one of those first. Yeah, I was definitely... Alright, Cindy, that time I was letting the rude knife accent bleed through into the announcer voice accent. I'll call myself out on that. So, who wants to get rid of their current knife the most?
I'll go.
I feel like it should be you, right? That makes sense.
I'll go. So I just pull it in, right?
Pull it in,
Okay.
and then you look at them. And if I've done this right, you can then, now that you have seen them, put them both out, and they'll automatically be face down. And you can turn over whichever one you want to reveal.
Okay. Let's find out if this does it. Did it turn back over?
It is face down to me.
Yep.
Beautiful. And I have to pick which one to reveal, right?
Yes.
Let's see. Let's reveal that
So
one.
one of them is the one you're holding out to swap. The other one you are cunningly holding behind your back.
Oh, it's my composite-bladed, extremely shiny, onion-smelling knife.
Oh, that's what it smells like. I was wondering. It was familiar, but I couldn't quite place it. It's really hard to look at, though.
This knife is making me sad, and I don't know why.
Okay, so then I must. So I cannot pick. I cannot pick Alma as my swappy. I must choose a different swappy.
Right.
Mycroft Williams, Susan McKenzie, the Nameless. I have a knife for you.
Okay.
It's perfect for your disposition. And we have to do a let's see. I have to run an exceedingly brief scene with the knife owner. Okay.
Yes. So basically, you're going to tell the story of a time this knife was excellent, starring me.
All right. So, of course, Alma. So it's like just put you on the spot. This was so way back. We were just a lowly prepper. Is that the word for it? Prepper, preppy,
Prep cook.
Prep cook.
Saucier?
lowly prep cook, and just beginning your assassin career in the process.
I learned chefing and assassinating at the same time. I do consider them to be the same job.
To rank up equally, yeah.
Exactly. They must go at the same level, right? So that's what happens when you dual class, right? You gotta like pick.
It's like how like in old D&D, move silently and hide were like separate skills, even though they're the same.
So yes, this was so very early in your career. Man, this is harder than I thought. All right, like how do you make a knife? In front of you is this is back when the knife was new. It did not smell like onions yet.
Ooh.
But it was still extremely shiny.
Mm-hmm.
And of course composite bladed. And there before you, from your chef assassin mentor, was your first task. Dice the onions for the soup. And eliminate their greatest foe all at the same time.
Wait,
Alright.
the onion's greatest foe?
I assume the chef's greatest foe, which has to be.
I mean,
reviewer.
I meant the chefs, but I like the onions better.
Oh no. Yes, I do. I remember this. I remember this event very well. My chef mentor, chef
Chef. Yeah.
chef presented me with the onions, and I realized that I needed to find out who the greatest foe of the onions was, of course. And how did I do this? Yes. Yes, of course.
Of course, chef, being the master that they were, would not just tell you the answer, but would left many clues for you to find. Alex, what is the first clue that was left by the chef master?
Could you tell I thought of a clue, by the way? There is a People magazine that has the celebrity who is the foe of the onions on the front of it.
That seems really easy. I should just look at this magazine.
Well, there's two people on it, and you can't tell which one of them it is. But both of them are circled with question marks.
Let's see. And are they both? They're both here in the restaurant at this very moment.
Yeah, they're also both here. They're both celebrity food critics.
Ooh.
Ah.
Okay.
So I know what I do. So I gaze at this People magazine. I look at these two, and then I take the onions and I set them on the table. And I position myself in front of the big window between the kitchens and the floor, like good restaurants have.
Yeah.
And I pulled my headphones out of my ear. Try that again. Okay. And then I reach over to the knife block and I consider, all of these are good knives. All of these are quality. All of these have a composite blade that makes them exceedingly good at slicing and dicing and julienning, I guess. But the one I want is this big chef's knife, which is, of course, extremely shiny. And I take it and I slam it onto the onions to just sort of cut them in half. And then I lift it up and I glance in the reflection behind me to where those two food critics are, and I see which one of them, as I slammed it down, which one of them smiled. And it was Gustav! And I spin and I hurl the knife straight into his head.
Into his head. Does it still have the onion on it, or did the onion fall off when it was in the air?
I'm gonna say that, like, the onion was on it through the entire flying through the air procedure, and it was, like, as it stabbed him in the head that the onion popped in twain. And in that, like, beautiful moment, that is when the smell of onions really just sort of schlorped into the blade in a way that never could be removed.
And you know that onion juice is going to make that wound hurt a lot more
It's
than
gonna
it
hurt
would have.
a lot. But also, he's super gonna be dead. He did get stabbed in the brain. But his final moments are not pleasant.
No, there's tears in his eyes for sure. You can't tell if it's because you killed him with the onions. And scene.
And now you, Star, get the fun challenge of explaining how that story will make this a good knife for horse calming.
Oh, I forgot I had to, like, sell an objective.
That's okay. So
like-
that's the next section. Swap knives. So Swappy Robert, now is your chance to ask some questions. You know what your knife objective is. Inquire as to how this knife might benefit you as you pursue it. Demand information. Demand satisfaction. And when the time comes, swap the knife in your possession. I forgot to do the voice. Swap the knife in your possession, either with the knife that the champion revealed, or with the one they did not. If you think they have a better knife still in sheath, take that one instead. Then give them your knife without revealing it to the other champions.
I have two related questions. One, do horses like knives? Two, do horses like onions?
Absolutely.
Two, do horses hate onions?
So Dr. Cindy offers this fact, which is that horses love onions. Noted horse knower, Cindy.
So the onions might entice the horse into letting me escape from the hell that I've created.
Obviously, the horse will want to follow the knife and be friends with you if you have the knife, instead of wanting to run away because you'll smell like onions.
And are horses easily startled by things that are more shiny than is reasonable?
Absolutely not.
That's the thing everyone knows about horses. Super not easy to spook.
No, the shiny things don't spook them at all. In fact, the fact that it's shiny will be fantastic, because what you will do is, it might shine even in the dark, and so you can light a path so the horse doesn't stumble and break its very delicate legs.
Very well. I am, I think, satisfied with this information that you've provided me. I will now swap knives.
Dun, dun, dun.
I'm going to put my knife here on the right. I'm taking the onion knife.
Okay.
Nice.
Good swap. Good swap.
Good swap.
You've been had.
All right.
Horses hate shiny things.
I mostly just felt that the other knives were probably worse somehow.
I
That
mean,
is fair.
I mean, temporally displaced means it may not be there half the time.
All right. So, champion, you now have 2 knives before you. Return one of them to the center of the table. The other is your new knife.
Oh. I must put one in the center of the table?
You gotta return one.
Ah, I can only have one. Okay.
Yeah. All right. We continue until everyone gets a chance to make a swap. It'd be cool if everyone got a chance to be swappy, and if someone's like, oh no, don't swap with me, I like my knife, it'd be polite to not force them to swap. But there's no rules. We can all gang up on Davey and make him swap all the dang time if that's what you want. That's the way of the knife zone! So,
I'll be right back if you don't mind.
Okay.
but yeah, we could, after our first swap, take a little 5-minute
Oh.
break.
Yeah, probably not a bad idea to do a quick bio break.
Only took us an hour and a half to get to our first swap. That's good. We were like, oh, this game will run pretty fast. We'll probably do a game of in like 40 minutes. Then I was like, but will we though?
It'll be like 3 hours and we won't have done a swap yet, you know?
Yeah,
Who can
those are
tell?
the 2 options.
Shall we return at 7:45?
Reasonable.
Okay.
Well,
Call
Till
up
then.
your farm knowledge friends in the chat and let them tell you if horses like onions or not. We need to
Fair.
find this out.
Everyone
fair.
send us horse facts and knife pics. We'll be
And
right
onion
back.
picks.
it's me, Stabby Stephanie, and welcome back to Unplaytested.
Stabby Stephanie, can you tell the viewers about our Patreon?
Whoa, wait a minute. Knife
Oh my gosh.
emergency.
Yes.
Got more knives. So.
Oh my, you're not kidding
damn,
around.
yo. I could have spent this whole time getting more knives.
Could have.
That is a very knife collection.
This one is actually a knife, even though it looks more like a spatula. It is serrated.
Oh wow. That looks like a paint spreader, but really business.
Yeah. So. Knife collection.
Nice. Very
Very
nice.
good.
Well, we're gonna have to keep playing for like 10 hours now to go through all of those knives.
Yeah, I know. I was
Be a
like,
lot of
I am
swapping.
sorry. I apologize, friends.
my only desire so far is to have more knives to swap. That I have but one knife to swap for this country.
Oh, speaking of swapping knives, should we swap some knives?
Yeah. Huh, interesting. It doesn't say who should go next.
Yeah, well...
We forgot to write that part down. Or invent it. But,
Yeah,
who wants to go?
I mean, do we want to just continue to the down as we have done before?
It seems like a good...
Yeah.
I say fully aware that puts me in the position of the knife... The knifer.
Uh-huh.
The champion.
Okay, here I go. I'm doing it. What do we got here? Ah, interesting. Yes. Both very good knives. Oh, I need to pick my target, don't I? Yeah, my target is, of course, going to be Nerwin. Nerwin Big Bargains.
Sounds good.
And I think that Nerwin... Wait, is this the right one? Yes. You are going to be most interested in this prongy, antler-handled, and kind of rude knife. So I pull out my prongy, antler-handled, rude knife. Not mine, obviously. Ours is.
Uh-huh.
So I kind of... I say, oh, I think... I looking at you, Nerwin, I've intuited your dart conundrum.
Oh. Got a good eye.
As a chef assassin, naturally, you have to get to know whether or not somebody is good at darts. So...
Just never had the knack.
Well, I think this is what you're going to want. Now, this might look like just a normal prongy antler knife. Such as you might find on any back alley knife dispensary. But as I gaze upon it, I can see tales of its dramatic past, and we sort of star wipe to a moment in ours, the Lost's past, as they were on a grand hunt for a fae of some note, a particularly famous fae. Who were you hunting again?
I believe it was Rothgar.
Hrothgar.
The snowy bearded.
Ooh.
Hrothgar the snowy bearded. Yes.
So not a fae name, but oh well.
Yeah, well, some fae changed their name. Nothing wrong with changing your name.
There you
Fae
go.
or otherwise. So yeah. So like we cut to the big confrontation, and I think like as we get into this scene, Hrothgar is already armed with the prongy, antler-handled rude knife. Or perhaps it's
Okay.
just prongy and antler-handed for right now, for foreshadowing. And is wielding it against you.
Yeah. See, my target here was not Hrothgar himself. It's Hrothgar's beard.
Amazing.
The beard like snow, which I must take back for some other fae for whom it never snows in their castle or their lands, and so I have been contracted to take the beard to bring snow to them.
You'll never take my beard alive, Copper.
My name's Ars. Who's Copper?
Listen, I've been targeted by a lot of Fey hunters of late. Good thing I've got old Prongy here to defend myself with, and then he waves it at you.
You just throw it at me?
Yeah.
I think at the time I had another knife.
Wait, let's bring up that
And-
gasp again.
Yeah.
Still relevant.
And I think I grab from my some knife repository somewhere. I grab it and I hold it up to stop it, but I have made a severe miscalculation. See, I turn it to stop the blade, but this is a prongy knife.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so it smacks right in between the two, coming just at the two of my eyes.
Oh, goodness.
And it was so absurd. And mind you, I think even more than that, like, it caught me so off guard. Like, and Hrothgar was very, very good at throwing knives. And so it actually knocked me off my feet. It was such a strong throw of a knife, and that force and boom, literally just sent tumbling to my feet like this. And these two prongs sitting right there. And it was just such a good throw and so ridiculous, just so absurd. The knife couldn't help but roast me for it. Would you like to do the honors, Alex?
Yeah, I'll play the knife again, and you just hear like.
A laughing knife?
Wow, pal. You call that a parry?
I stopped it. I called it a knife stop. What's a parry?
Don't worry about it. You'll learn when you're older.
So, and I'm like looking up as this knife. I'm like, I've never met a knife that can talk before. At this point, I think Hrothgar is probably getting a little bit irritated because I am now paying far less attention to Hrothgar's luxurious beard and more attention
Hey, are
to
we
Hrothgar's-
fighting here or what?
1 second, I'm talking to the knife.
Yeah, I'm talking here.
So this parry thing, do you think you could like teach me?
Yeah, I could do that. You just like, and it sort of like wiggles itself around in a parrying motion.
Oh, okay. So like this. And I like drop my knife, and the two fall to the ground. And I like quickly pick them both up. So now I have prongy in one hand and my old knife in the other. And that's when it dawns on me. Hrothgar no longer has a knife.
Nope.
Now, we all know the rules of the knife zone are that you cannot have more than one knife.
Mm-hmm.
And so I then very studiously take the knife, my old knife, and offer it to Hrothgar.
Well, I guess thanks. Thanks for the old knife. Thanks for the used knife.
Yours was used too.
I wasn't giving mine to you. I was trying to kill you.
Yeah, well, looks like they got an upgrade. How about that, Hrothgar? So did I. Ha ha. Now your beard's not gonna be blocking my view all the time.
Oh, we have to take the beard.
Oh. Well, don't put it in front of me, and that's fine.
Okay. And that's how I got Rothgard's beard. I like to believe that the knife actually told that story, but
And that's how I got Rothgard's beard.
I like that Hrothgar and his knife are from the part of the Feywild that's, I guess, the Bronx?
Yeah.
Anyway, it seems clear to me, Nerwin, that this is the knife for you.
Pretty mouthy, though. I don't know.
sounds just like you.
Is it as mouthy as that time wizard? Or do you think it could maybe go toe-to-toe with him in the insults department? With them, I apologize.
I don't know. Think that antler might make it a little hard to wait for throwing. Didn't do so well throwing it last time. Alright, I'm asking you questions. That's how the phase of the game works.
Seems to me
Let's
that
see.
that prongy, that the prongs at the tip of this knife mean that when it strikes the dartboard, it will strike twice and score 2 times. Those are the rules to darts as I understand them. Me,
I'm not
a
very
chef.
good at darts, so I would believe that. Yeah, okay. 2
Person who
zones.
literally tried to stab a dartboard.
Alright, you know what? You've convinced me. I think that would work. Alright, I'm taking that knife, and then I'm flipping my knife upside down, swapping it back over to you. Boom.
I'll take both of these. Thank you so much. And, yes, very good. I will put this one back in the center where nobody will want it.
Okay, and then what? Is it my turn next?
Yeah, I guess that is my understanding of the way the game is played.
Alright. Well, I just got this knife, and I gotta swap it away again. Alright, we'll see how this goes. Okay. So, I'm gonna swap the hard knife, which is prongy and antler-handled and kind of rude.
Well, don't forget, you can pick up the one in the center, and then you'll pick which one of those you want.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm just following that. Okay. And I'm putting it both down, up, up. Alright. Let's do some swaps. I'm gonna give a knife to Mycroft. Alright, Pally. Get it? Cause you're a paladin.
Oh, I
gotta-
get that one. It's very funny.
I got a knife for you. And let me tell you, in the several seconds that I've known this knife, we've communed. I understand secrets about its distant past that I never knew before. That means Star's gonna have to tell another story, so get ready for that.
I just realized that.
Can I just say that attempting to pawn off your regret purchase on a literal paladin of regrets?
It's not regifting, it's just reswapping. There's a difference. This is common. A common practice, I'm told, in the knife zone. And if anyone's gonna regret this, it would be you for passing up such an opportunity to get this amazing blade. Let me tell you about the time when this knife was newly forged, before it had an antler handle at all. Whew.
So my Rothgar then? Or some...
Good point! So this is even before that, because this is not your first trip to the knife zone. We see the time winding backwards. Hrothgar's beard flies back up onto his chin. The knife goes back in. He rewinds back several years, and then he goes to the knife zone and does a knife swap with you. And you give him that knife in the first place, before he taught it to speak. So then, we rewind even farther.
The deep and multi-layered lore we're developing.
Yep,
here.
it works. It all hangs together. Don't think about it. Rewind. This is when our brave Fey hunter was hunting the... What do we want to say? A dark Fey creature, born of itself pain and regret. The shadow of the Lord of the Forest had become sentient, a monstrous, twisted stag with curling black antlers that was rampaging around and needed to be put down by a mighty hunter.
Mm-hmm. So, we have C are standing in front of a big wanted poster. And actually, a series of wanted posters. There's like a bunch of them.
There's like a tapestry.
Exactly. There's just like boom, 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 right? Like all these various and like there's a various targets, right? Like wanted this, wanted that, right? You've got kids who stole a pie, someone baked a witch, all those types of things, right? And then you end up with the Shadow Lord of the Forest, and being ready for my very first hunt ever. And ever the overeager. Wow.
Yeah, it says like difficulty rating, and then there's just like 5 like flaming skulls at the top of the wanted poster.
This one looks good, and like I think all of like the other various hunters that are like clustered around look at me like I am an idiot. And yeah, this one. And I think a few of them laugh and go like, "Sure thing, kid." Right?
You've got your trusty like tiny little just barely pointy like trainee knife, right? There we go. You've got your little X-Acto knife. Perfect.
And I think I like go, yeah, like I'm all excited. I'm gonna prove myself, right? I've got this knife I got from a wizard in a cave. I will defeat the shadow wizard with it. And they all kind of look at me and they go, yeah, sure thing, kid. You're gonna need a better knife than that.
Right.
A better knife? But what kind of knife would I get then?
And you can see that on the bottom of the wanted poster, it's like when there's an ad for someone teaching guitar lessons. There are like phone number little strips that you can cut off to call the Shadow Lord of the Forest, because he is cocky enough that he will allow anyone to challenge him.
Awesome. So I take my knife and I carefully cut one of the numbers. And I use whatever magic dialing device.
There's a bird nearby.
Okay. Hey, Lord of the Forest, what is your biggest weakness?
My weakness, child. Oh wait, does somebody else want to play the Shadow Lord?
No, you already claimed it.
Yeah.
That's fair. Do you truly think I would be so foolish as to reveal it? Well, I will, because the real Lord of the Forest would never reveal his weaknesses, so I love doing it. And my weakness is, all weapons wielded against me will deal damage inversely proportional to their strength. So the mightier hunter who comes against me will always be defeated. Only a rank amateur with a blade of no repute could possibly slice the antler from my head. But where is one of those gonna come from, right?
Where'd you say you're in the forest again?
I'm at the opposite part of the forest from where the real Lord of the Forest is. It's like a mirror situation. And he's at it, like, gives you like a Google Maps address for where he is.
Wait, so is that on the north side of the lake? Or the
Yeah,
south
and then you
side
turn left, you have to go around the big elm.
of...
And then
Okay.
I'll be right. I'm right on top of like a dramatic promontory. But then
Okay.
I'm not actually on top of it, I'm below it. I'm using a shadow illusion. Makes it look like I'm on top of it, so real
Oh.
me is down at the bottom.
Perfect. Fast
Yeah.
forward to like I'm like stuck somewhere. I dial up the shadow. Hey, so I'm trying to like get there, and I feel like I missed
Uh-huh.
the turn like 4 turns ago. Like
Okay,
4
can you
streets
see the
ago.
Arby's?
Yeah, I do. Is it?
It's
is
got
it
the big
Arby's
5
or-
stars.
Yeah, the ARBYs. Okay.
No, you want IES, the ARBIES.
IES, okay.
Yeah,
Oh.
with the stars on
okay.
the sign.
Oh,
So
it's the
keep
one
going
across the
until you
street.
find that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
okay.
I think we can cut again, right?
I'd like to point out that, like, as you are passing the Arby's, there's a big blood splatter from inside, and you can see me in the window stabbing Chef Antonio.
Oh, you're
Just so
really
we're telling
nailing
our
this
stories
chronology down.
As we go, we like pass by like a church that's like the Church of Regret, right? On like the edge of the...
Oh, what is like the iconography on the Church of Regret?
Just a big sad face.
That's so good. Like a statue or like a yellow smiley face with a frown.
emoticon.
Like a statue of the yellow smiley face with a frown, but like in
Oh.
gray stone.
That's so good.
It's very good.
That's so good. Okay, maybe we can just smash cut to you winning the fight.
Yeah.
Stab, and your tiny wimpy knife slices the antler right off, and it flies up into the air, and becomes 3-dimensional again because it was 2D before. It is now a piece of the beautiful pale antler of the original Forest Lord.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get it to put on your knife later.
And now we know why it has 2 prongs, because the Forest Lord had 2 antlers.
It makes sense, yeah.
Yep,
Sounds
it
reasonable.
all hangs together.
There we go.
Okay. So that's the story of how the Shadow Lord got defeated by the hunter. Oh, and hey, was that your church that they walked by in that part of the story? That's pretty cool. Wow,
Yeah,
continuity.
what a just improbably small world we live in.
It's incredibly small. Oh, except for
Yeah,
me,
that's
I live
weird.
in the
I'm pretty
distant
sure I
future.
saw myself there, too.
Well, you were listening in on my spoken word video drama that I project with my mind palace.
I'm right here. We're in the same room, in the knife zone.
I
We're
guess,
in the same
yeah.
knife room.
I turned my back for the other story, but okay.
The knife zone is like 8 by 8
It's
tops.
really small in here. Yeah, pretty cramped. Okay, so. How about it, Paladin?
So I feel like I remember hearing that horses like soothing rather than rude. Is that an accurate thing that I heard?
They do like soothing, yes, but when you've been around the block as many times as I have, seen stars born and die, you learn all emotions are like circles. If you feel enough rudeness, it circles back around to being soothing. So you really gotta take your time with this horse. Just
Yeah.
let the knife be mean to it and rude to it for a long time, and eventually it will understand the serenity contained within the rudeness.
Horses have that much depth of emotion.
I wouldn't know, I've never met one. There are no horses in the future. Only robot horses. And they're all mad.
What are they mad at?
I think that there's no more original horses, probably.
Fair.
Cindy
copy
points out
without
that,
an
and
original.
I think this is correct. You're trying to convince them to let the knife neg the horse.
No, it's not that. I don't hold with that pickup artist bullshit. That was scientifically disproven in the year 3018. No, this is just about emotions being circles.
And horses have
Are
antlers,
all
right?
emotions. Horses have antlers? What? No, they definitely don't. A bit. I'm understanding why you have so many regrets now. Was your plan that you were going to stab the knife into the horse's head to give it an antler? Because you will definitely regret that. That's gonna kill the horse, and you won't be able to ride home on it because you'll have to carry it. That's gonna make your ride home more difficult instead of less. This is the opposite of a good plan.
I thought maybe it would see the antler and feel a sense of kinship with the knife
I could
because
see
it has
that.
antlers.
I could see that if horses had antlers, but you're thinking of deer. They're it's like a smaller, like a very lithe type of animal. I've seen them in old videodromes. No, it's not the same. I'm sorry about that one.
But they're very similar, right? Like they're
like it's pretty close, but it's like what do I want to say? It's like comparing a cat with a like a hyena. They're kind of similar, right? But it's a different animal.
okay.
I'm telling you straight. My accent is not saying straight, but I am telling you straight that horses aren't deer. I can't lie to you, kid. I've seen too much to lie.
Okay.
I don't really have a deer in this race. You can take either one. The other knife behind my back. Did I say sword? That was weird. No. It's anyway, don't worry about it. You can have whichever one you want. Yep. I'm gonna stop talking now.
Now I am compelled to swap. Right?
That's accurate. Yep, you got
Yeah,
it.
you can't not swap.
Can't tell what else are you doing in the zone?
It would be very rude. Unlike the kind of rude knife, which is allowed.
Yeah.
Is this swap supposed to be blind, or do I just let people know which one I've swapped?
I mean, we'll know whether you took the heart or the face down one, but
Right.
if you take the face down one, don't tell us
what
it is.
I wasn't sure because I could theoretically take them both and shuffle, but that
Oh, interesting.
but that was not in the original document, and that wouldn't be the sort of thing you learn in playtesting, which is for cowards. So, and I just tried to drag it from the broadcast screen because I'm a brain genius.
I mean, I could see that. Yeah.
Pretty easy to do.
All right, I took the thing.
Nice. Okay, next step is I've got two knives. Yes, that's my step. I'm gonna return one of them to the center of the table, and the other is my new knife. All right, I'm gonna take one of them. Nope, I tried to drag it from the same screen. Okay. I'm doing the thing you said earlier. I'm doing it secretly.
Ooh.
Mm.
Ooh.
Secrets are no fun.
Goes back.
You basically put them behind your back and put one back on the table.
Yep, that's how I'd put them into the folds of my voluminous future wanderer robes.
Secret knife. I think that was on the yes list or the must list too.
Yep.
Secret knife.
Secret knife.
All right, we got one more swap.
One more swap, Paladin.
And for me to make the swap of destiny, I look at the knife first, right? The center knife.
Yes.
Yes, you look at them both. and then decide which one is going to be the face-uppy one.
Starting to suspect that maybe knives are not the correct tool for soothing a horse.
Don't be ridiculous. Of course it's the right tool to soothe a horse. Horses love knives.
Horses love knives.
Horses hate onions and love knives. That's all I know about them. And they're not deer.
Listen, I'm a chef, and if I know 2 facts about horses, one is that they love knives, and 2 is that they taste delicious.
All right. I have a swap, which I'm going to propose with hang on, I have to make sure that I'm not accidentally swapping with people that own their knives.
I mean, if you end up with the same knife.
I'm gonna swap with myself.
Oh, no, that's not a swap at all.
All right. Attempt to swap with ours the lost.
Oh,
And offer up this
Paladin.
lovely, extremely shiny, onion-smelling knife.
Hmm.
It's a good knife, right? Like, I'm
Yeah,
thinking about that time that that Alma the Tactical was using this knife to so that there was a theater performance, and they needed everybody to be crying, so they couldn't see who was going to get murdered.
Ah, yes, I remember it well. It had taken quite a bit of trouble for me to figure out how to be part of the catering crew for this theatrical performance. They don't normally accept Michelin-starred chefs for this.
Yeah, they usually want to go for cheap and bad fare, but you talked your way into it, and the real snag came because it was a comedy. It was I want to say it was Much Ado About Nothing, in fact.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so you got onto the catering crew. What was your plan? How are you going to make everybody cry so they couldn't see the murder?
That is a very good question. Yes. So here's the thing. Here's the thing that someone who's not been on the catering crew of a theatrical production may not know beforehand, but it's this. One thing about acting troupes, they do not rehearse ahead of time. They simply do not. 100% of the time they find themselves on opening night, not just unpracticed, but not even aware of the play they're supposed to be doing. Yes. It might say Much Ado About Nothing on the marquee out front, but inside they're just going to say whatever is in the scripts. And there was my challenge. Yes, thank you, Alex, for noting that I am plagiarizing myself yet again. That's right. I'll plug my stuff.
By the author of Lady Windermere's Fan. Such a fun game. Might even be sillier than this game.
I don't know. I don't know.
But yeah, we're giving it a run for its money.
Yeah. So, yes, these actors are completely unprepared. However, I was getting there early because I was, after all, part of the catering crew, and my clever trickery was to announce that what the catering would be 100% flapjacks, waffles, omelets, that's right, breakfast food, which meant I had to get there early. Because you can't prepare breakfast food after 11 a.m. That's a fact.
They'll send you to chef jail.
And at least you belong in Chef Assassin jail.
I'm now very concerned about every time I've gone to Denny's at 11 at night.
Denny's plays by their own rules.
Denny's...
They're mavericks.
Yeah, no. I've tried to take out the head of Denny's 100 times. There is a bounty on his head larger than your arm is tall, and yet it's never happened. He's too good. He's too good.
According to the Holy Book of Regrets, Denny's is actually very similar to the Knife Zone.
Yeah, that stands to reason. It's the Denny Zone. No, why? Why would anybody? Listen, I got here well before 11 o'clock because I needed to prepare these breakfast foods early, and that gave me time to sneak into the script depository. And from my knife block that I carry with me, I don't actually carry a sheath, I do have a big wooden knife block strapped to my hip at all times. Because my blade is composite, it is ludicrously sharp, so I simply snuck into every single copy of Much Ado About Nothing and carefully traced out all of the funny bits, every line that was the least bit comical. I simply excised it from the Shakespeare, leaving only the relatively tragic story of Much Ado About Nothing, which we all remember, and I don't need to go into plot specifics.
No, I'm with you.
It would be like recounting an extremely well-known play that everybody knows.
Like Much Ado About Nothing, for
You
example.
don't need me to remind you which little pig's house stayed standing, so you don't need me to remind you what the nothing about which Much Ado will not be made happens to be. All you need to know is that there is some tragedy at the head of this tragicomedy, and I cut out the comedy, so it just left tragia, and the audience thus intuited the D, and by Act 3, they were weeping. And that is when I emerged from the Flapjack Tower, drenched in head to toe in maple syrup, small pat of butter on my head. That was my disguise. And there was my target, Danny, second in command of Denny's, come to investigate the Flapjack conundrum. Flapjack, so late, this I need to learn about. So he went and he learned, and boy, did he ever learn. And then he choked to death on a flapjack.
Is the implication that the closer you are to high command of Denny's, the closer your name is to Denny?
Clearly.
Yeah, that's...
It operates on Knife Zone rules.
Does that imply that the better someone is at knives, the closer their name is to knife?
Isn't that accurate? That's why none of us are closely named to Knife.
We're actually all terrible at knives.
If you go out there and you say, "Hey, what's your name?" and they're like, "Oh, I'm Neef," and you're like, "Oh shit, this guy doesn't mess around."
Actually, hang on. I do have all of the letters of knife in my non-existent name.
That's awesome.
Anyway, so yeah, that was the time you used Shakespeare to do a murder. Yeah. So that's a really good one for getting out of a parachute. So you can. Please ask me questions.
I'm asking questions. Jeez. So, I mean, I was tumbling before, so I'm already crying. So I don't think the onions will help me any. But like, how good is it at cutting like gestures to all of like the parachute cloth around?
So the composite blade is very good at cutting through parachute bits as well as flesh and bones.
So I could take off my hand and it would get me out.
But also the onion waft will help provide lift, so it gives you more time to cut.
I love that you're proposing cut yourself out of the parachute cord like while you're gonna be falling through the air, but slower. Don't do it here. You have to go out of the door first.
And also the shininess, I feel compelled to point out, will maybe attract passersby who can help you.
Well, that was gonna be my next question because, I mean, I kind of forgotten about it until that tattered wanderer over there said something. But like, I am falling to the ground at a very quick speed. How will the knife stop me? I mean, will the onion waft be enough to keep me aloft, or do I need to find some other means of slowing my descent?
I think that the onion waft will be more than adequate for your needs.
You're probably right. I don't know about that. I'm no fool. I take the secret knife. Oh, and I have to give you mine. I have to put a knife out there, don't I?
Yep, yep. Boop.
Kind of forgot about that part.
I forgot about that part.
All right.
The swap part of the swap. It would be easier if we
swapping is
could actually
mandatory.
hand things
You
forward
can't-
and back, right?
You can't not swap.
You have to swap.
Someone says, "Give me your knife."
One
You
must
can't say
swap.
no.
Now what?
Okay. I've made my decision.
Okay. All right. Hey, everybody has made a swap.
Nice.
Do we want to find out the consequences?
I think so.
Yeah, that seems good.
Okay. So, you've all swapped one or more times. How did the swap go? Starting with the most serrated
The
player.
game just checks in on you. How's it going, buddy?
Starting with the most serrated player and proceeding clockwise. And I like this one because I did decide how the next turn should go, but I definitely did just not pick who starts in any meaningful way. Everyone perform a vignette of you engaging with your objective, using the knife in your possession. You must use all three of the knife's aspects. Describe how they're helping or hindering you. Unless you have the sword, in which case, obviously, it has no special aspects and will let you down immediately. Now pause, think about it. Does this knife work for this objective? Really, though, does it? Ask the others if you're not sure. No, really. This is important. Finish your vignette either triumphant or, if you realize your knife is not up to the task, ashamed. Be honest here. So who is the most serrated player?
I'm not.
I feel pretty serrated. I've kind of got this hair swoopy that sort of divides into different little jags.
Oh,
That are
yeah.
a little bit like serrations.
It's very serrated.
Yeah, it's going nuts these days.
We have opposite hair swoops.
Oh, Cindy was gonna say me, so there we go. Yeah, let's go. So I've got my vignette. I'm using the knife in my possession, and I will. Oh, should we reveal the secret one in the center?
Sure. Why not?
It was the club.
The goo
Nobody has the goo-covered, sizzling, temporarily displaced knife.
Uh-oh.
And that's because the knife that Nerwin Big Bargains, the Void Roamer, Cosmic Wanderer has, is in fact a sword.
Oh no.
Dun dun dun.
So I get back into the, I go back through the beaded curtain. I say, all right, it's been a good time. I'll see you later, friends. At the end of time when we meet again. I don't know if that'll really happen, but maybe it will. It'd be cool. All right, see ya.
I hope you have regrets.
Regrets? I don't know the meaning of the word. And then I walk out and I draw from my sheath, and then it's like when Alucard draws his super long gun in Hellsing and it just keeps going out of his jacket. I draw out of my little sheath and it just goes shing ring.
Also, at this point, I think the Moon Wizard that swords are not allowed, and you're barred from the establishment.
That sounds good. Yeah. And so I have pulled it out and I'm like, what the hell is this thing? What the? Oh my god, it's so ungainly. Ah, jeez. Oh no, I hate this. And then I immediately get thrown through the window of the establishment by some big multiple armed aliens. I didn't even come in a door or anything. They had to throw me out like a completely different direction to get me out the window. And I'm going real slowly because we're in moon gravity. I'm like rotating with all the broken glass around me, right? Then I land on the ground and I say, all right, Time Wizard, you've made one last mistake. You underestimated this blade. And I hold up the sword. And I'm like, because I can still see the dartboard through the broken window, sucker. All right, let's go. And I whip the sword. It flips end over end over end through the air. And it's just not weighted for this at all, right? It's so bad. It's wobbling all over the fucking place. Even in the low moon gravity, it's starting to dip a little bit. And the pommel of it just cracks into the dartboard, not even on one of the score parts, but like down at the little edge where the score is kept. And it cracks the LEDs there. The ancient millennia-old LEDs are destroyed, so no one can even read the score on the dartboard anymore. And the sword just like flops horribly onto the ground in the low gravity. The blade detaches from the pommel and just goes like bouncing under a fucking table. It's a real shit show, everybody. And I'm just like, oh, I guess I see why they banned swords in there. Yeah, that was, oh boy. And that's my story.
Yay!
How did you like it? What does the rule say? I should ask you about it.
Well, the rule is like you should decide whether you are triumphant or ashamed.
I think I'm ashamed.
I mean, you don't get to choose actually because you can have the sword. It's the shame.
That's
sword.
true. It's always shame. I'll just put it over my name.
Oh.
Goodbye, Nerwin. No, just kidding. You still exist. I'll just put it next to it.
Nerwin Big Bargains, sword roamer.
Gross. Okay, then we go clockways, which is to say downways.
Clocks go down, yeah.
Clocks go down. The enemy's clock is down. That's what I learned at the battle school. In
All right.
space.
So the sword that I ended up with is a spade. It's a composite-bladed, extremely shiny, onion-smelling, tactical assassin chef sword knife. I have swords
There
on
is
the
no
brain now.
sword. Oh, I'm so sorry for your brain.
Yeah, I need a new one, I think. All right. So, having successfully acquired a different knife, Mycroft William Susan Mackenzie the Nameless, the Paladin of Regrets, is transported back to the situation in which they found themselves, where there was a spooked horse that they were trying to calm down. And so the horse, it turns out, is actually very a knife aficionado.
I'm so excited for this deep horse lore.
Many horses are actually. They study the blade. So the composite blade really draws its attention, and it's like, oh, I want to see more. But then the extremely shininess like catches the light and is kind of like blinded by the glare a little bit, and so it's in no fit state to ride. And so Mycroft just kind of leads the horse off like with the onion smell, and technically left with the horse. And has
So you don't ride it. You just walk alongside it.
yeah. And I have some regrets about that.
Primo. Such a good idea. Do you make friends in the end?
I think that it comes to understand the true meaning of regret. So yes.
The closest you get to friendship is making people understand the true meaning of regret. Oh, that's very good.
Yeah, I'm gonna call that technically winning.
Triumphant.
All right.
A Pyrrhic victory, but what else was it ever going to be?
If it were a true victory, I would have only regretted that it wasn't a regretful victory.
Am I next then? I'm down.
Yeah.
So,
Let's flip.
in more ways than one, because as Ars really only has a brief moment to grab the secret knife before they are jettisoned out of the knife zone and back into the pummeling to their doom, having been thrown out the plane by fell out of the plane. Fell out of the plane. Swept out of the plane under the careful, watchful eyes of Parachute Johnson. Is pummeling back, swirling around, and like when they had grabbed it, they had like kind of like just grabbed it through the fabric, and so it takes a while for Ars to kind of like shuffle around and get the knife to where they can see it. And when they do, they've discovered that it is in fact the knife they started with.
Oh,
no! What quippy rude thing does the knife say to me?
It says, "Hey, did you miss me?"
Wait, but I thought I swapped.
Yeah, looks like we're stuck together, pal. I thought you swapped too. I was gonna get out of here. I'm gonna land in the friggin' ocean now, or whatever's down there.
Ground. There is ground down there.
Ah, crud. Well, I'll be alright.
But we should cut the parachute?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, okay. And I think so Ars takes the but the entire time Ars has to like be complimenting the knife and telling the knife that they're such a good knife. And reassuring the knife and convincing the knife that yes, please cut the parachute. And
that chord too? Really? Okay.
I mean, you don't have to do that one, but like if you did, it would probably be really helpful because like my ankle is stuck there, and that would be nice.
Oh, you need your ankles too. Humans with all their body parts.
I mean, like
Or face,
I might
whatever.
be okay without it. I've never been without an ankle before, so. There's just one major problem, which is sure, Prongy successfully frees ours from the parachute, but rudeness is not going to dampen your fall. And so with a thump, ours smacks into the earth, and I'm okay. And I think Prongy sort of, if a knife could smile, Prongy smiles gleefully to themselves.
A little gleam, anime style, like traces along the blade, glimmering.
Because one day, Prongy had sworn to themselves they would get back at that kid that got rid of me way back when.
Yeah.
Shadow Forest Lord would get their revenge.
Nice. The shadow of the knife, where like the antler is like leaving an antler shadow on the ground, like kind of wibbles a little bit.
Very good.
It was triumphant for somebody. So counts as
And we all know Prongy is the real main character here.
This is Prongy's world. We're all just living in it.
All right. Let me get these out of the way, because I got a real knife. You don't know what it is yet. It's not the only one that's left.
Uh-huh.
Actually, it's the only one that's left. It's the only argent-bladed and cursed knife originally belonging to the Paladin of Regrets. So yeah, you three all disappear from the knife zone. I give one last glance around at all the knives, the knife energy that surrounds us. We didn't describe what the knife zone looks like. Is it just like
the
a
game
room full
didn't
of
tell us to.
knives, or
Apparently it's an 8x8
It's
room.
8x8. That's all we know.
It's an 8x8 room which contains infinite knives, of which we have access to 5. 4.
So does a knife, just the worst knife.
And we didn't actually get any knives from the knife zone. We got all our knives from each other.
got our knives from each other and a sword from somewhere.
We could have just gotten together in a room. We could have gone to the Arby's.
Well, I mean,
I have so many regrets about this.
Then you did it right.
So, I emerge from the knife zone. I return to the kitchen of Arby's. And there, of course, Armando has been waiting very patiently, I assume.
He's been talking to his friend, the little rat.
Armando, I'm back.
Oh, quick, hide my hat. Oh, wait, I have a French accent. Yes, hello! It's me. I don't have any friends here. It's only me alone. Why would you say that?
I wouldn't know. All I know is that I've got a brand new knife, and this is the one that I think you're going to like. We didn't really talk a lot about it. I don't know much about what holiness lies within, why the blade is argent, or what perhaps the curse entails.
A cursed knife. I've always wanted one of those.
Well, why don't you take a look?
I feel that my mundane life is going too well. I'm on such a fast track in my career now, being promoted. Honestly, I think a little bit of misfortune is due to come my way.
Can I retcon it so, like, this is the moment where ours falls to the ground, and they instead land right on Armando? And that is the curse. It's the curse that ye who wield this knife will eventually be hit by a falling fae, and like it's written in very small letters.
People thought it was a metaphor, but no.
I approve.
That's very good.
So that happens, and I look down, and I say, "Oh, another one," and I slink away sadly, shamed at how much I failed to woo sweet Armando.
And the little rat jumps out of his hat, and it scampers over and picks up the knife, and it's like, and raises it up triumphantly. And then a tiny fairy plummets through the roof and bonks onto it, and they're both like, meh.
And that was Knife Swap, Slice of Life as she is played.
Wow.
Very
if you're
good.
disappointed with your knife outcomes, you can play again. But I am anything but disappointed in those knife outcomes.
That was a very satisfying outcome.
It's good. It's good.
Oh,
Goodness.
Glad we
yay.
experienced the slice of life together.
Mm-hmm. Just some nice slice of life stories, keeping it real simple, real middle fantasy.
You know, it's our the coffee shop AU where everything's just a little calmer, a little easy going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Jumping out of airplanes, hitting, hitting the ground. Throwing
Occasional
swords at
shadow
time
stag
war-
lords.
time shielded dartboards, and the paladin of the Church of Regret. Very nice.
Oh, so good. Oh, crab claw is a knife, says Rue. Okay, that's for next time. You gotta write that one down.
Crab Claw's a good one.
Crab Claw's a really good one.
All right. Well, thanks so much to Robert and Star for joining us.
Yeah.
Do you have any stuff you want to plug? Anything you want to talk about to our captive audience? Tell them about your favorite horse fact.
Horses lay eggs.
Yay! Thanks, Cindy. We're back. I was like, oh, I hope people will come and watch us after our hiatus, and then you did. What a wonderful audience we have. Thank you all so much for showing up.
Yeah. Sure, I'll plug a thing. So there's a charity stream going on right now through the streamer Chaotic Lawful called Pro Bono Week. And so they're doing streams all throughout this week. There's prizes and things like that, and they're supporting several different charities. And if I was actually prepared, I would have that list ready and available to me. Give me a second. But I'm actually going to be running Wanderlust for it on Sunday morning. So we're going to have a chill Sunday morning Pacific time, and playing Wanderlust as part of Pro Bono Week. Where is...
Oh, Wanderlust is such a good game. For those of you who are not familiar, that is Star's game where you play a hero who is going off on a journey, but you don't play the journey, you just play the part where you are in your hometown, saying goodbye to all your friends and family and loved ones, and having these lovely, tender little moments. It's just an extremely beautiful game.
I found it. They are supporting the Equal Justice Initiative and the COVID-19 response.
Mm-hmm.
And there's all kinds of stuff. You can find them on Twitter as I stumble around, at Chaotic Law Inc.
Is that ink like incorporated or like ink from
INC, like incorporated. That's a good clarification.
Do I have anything to plug? Should I go next? I don't know anything anymore.
Wait, should let our other guests go next?
Yeah, Robert, you go next.
All right. If I was on top of things, I would have more things to plug. But you can follow me on Twitter at fakersmason, which I've just entered into chat like a wizard.
Oh, that's
Moon
right.
wizard.
Baker Smassin.
I also occasionally stream video to games on Twitch, and the username that I just posted the other username with, if you want to watch that. That's what I got.
Nice. What have you been playing recently?
Recently, some Ace Attorney, some Stardew Valley, and the new Monster Hunter.
Oh, nice. I still haven't done the new Monster Hunter yet, but
Very good.
It sounds very exciting to me.
I strongly recommend.
Yes, I will go next, this time for reals. I design games at fractaldragon.itch.io. You can find them there. I'm on Twitter at @fractaldragon. Currently, I am also streaming the wonderful Al-Bimpak Corazon Station, which is Pasión de las Pasiones in space. It's super fun. We have had some absolutely ridiculous telenovela shenanigans. The last episode, one of our characters shot another version of themselves, and for a minute we were like, okay, but which one of you is the real one? It was really good. And it's probably only going to get more chaotic and ridiculous as it goes in the true telenovela style as we open up to it. So check that one out. Hashtag all disasters here. Each episode is like a season of a telenovela. Yeah, there's a lot going on there, densely packed. One of our viewers is watching it with their mom and doing tweet threads of it. It's amazing. So watch it with your mom. It's a great time.
Oh, I'm left. Hi. I'm the last one. I'm Lara. You can find me at glaveguizarm.com or on Twitter at glaveguizarm, or see my games on itch at, I guess it's glaveguizarm again. Is it glaveguizarm.itch.io? Is that how it works?
Yeah.
I don't even remember. Listen, there's not a lot of glaveguizarms out there. Just bear it in mind, it has 2 silent E's. You'll get it right on like the 3rd try. Find me. And if you want to reference the game that Alex was plugging on my behalf earlier, that is by the author of Lady Windermere's Fan. So if you can't find Glaive Guizarm, just search for Lady Windermere's Fan, spell that correctly, and don't accidentally get the Oscar Wilde play. Thank you. Thank you, and good night. Thanks for enjoying my branding.
Yes. Thanks so much to our wonderful audience. And we will be back in 2 weeks with another stream. We are back on the horse. We have given the horse a gift of onions. It trusts us again. And we are going to be putting out a new episode next week, which is a very exciting one. I forget which one it is, but I think it's going to be really good, whichever one it is. One of these days we're going to do the cult one, and that one's going to be really fun.
It's either the marks we leave behind, or it's what happened to the moon, depending on whether
you what happened to the moon is
finish up the one that's hard or do the one that's new.
Yeah, it depends on what I feel like editing. So look forward to a grab bag of the episodes we have in the can.
I mean, we do this all live every week.
We've definitely have done it live every time. Every time on the show we say next week, that's diegetic. It's always real.
Although, for what it's worth, I did finish writing Knife Swap literally this morning, so that
part. But you did such a good job.
I am stunned, actually, because when we first put this together, we ended that session being like, "Oh, what have we done?" And I listened to the episode. It was like, "Wow, Lord Alex made this sound like a sound episode. How on earth did that happen?" And then, hey, we did a game. So...
Yeah.
Yeah.
It worked. Even doing it online, which is much harder. This would be really easy in person.
That was a lot of fun. Well, yeah, we should do a thing where we talk about how the game went. That seems like a wise part.
Yeah, I feel like we're always tired at that. We're like, all right, I'm gonna go sleep now.
Yeah.
Do you have any thoughts, Robert, on the process of actually playing it?
It was pretty good. I think that we had. I mean, the prompts really lend themselves to the wacky storytelling. I think that's it did the job of telling wacky stories, which is it was good. There's fun characters and moments and onion smelling knives.
Yeah. I liked our weird little universe. I think the only thing I would have wanted is more knives.
Yeah.
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 Like, if everyone had made 2 knives,
Yeah.
and we all were rangers or had dual weapon fighter feet.
Which would take longer, but like maybe it'd be worth it. I don't know.
I mean,
Maybe
we
you
like,
do
less
a
story.
maybe
I
you
don't
do
know.
another round of making knives after you've done like some of the swapping or something.
Or
I don't
maybe
know.
you pick like your 2 least favorite friends and they don't get to make a second knife.
Might be neat
There
on
it
the
is.
subsequent runs to change the knives. Like take the knives and modify the adjectives. That could be really interesting.
Because I
Right?
did love the way that in our story we would get like, oh, this was the knife before it was the way it is now, and
Yeah.
kind of a little story of how it got to be that way. That was really fun.
That was fun. That was good. But wait a minute, no. This
Hold up.
turns it into
Wait, whoa.
playtesting, and that's disgusting.
You're right. You're right. We only do this if you get enough support from your Unplaytreons, which
That's
I don't
right.
think I heard you mention that yet.
Yeah,
So-
we are really bad at remembering to mention our Patreon.
Yeah, let's plug our Patreon because, among other things, tomorrow we're going to write up our thoughts, including what we liked and what we didn't like, and that'll go out to
Yeah,
everybody.
we do little
on
write-ups every
Patreon.
time.
And if you support us, eventually, when enough people support us, we are going to let you, pick a game that you will force us to do a good, real version of.
Mm-hmm.
The deluxe version. This is a real version. Just the deluxe version.
Right.
A version that will actually playtest.
It's the some playtested version. It's been a little playtested. Not too much.
It hurts just to say playtest. Playtesting is like the swords of RPGs.
Hot takes. You've heard them here first, folks. Get your hot takes.
Hot takes. All right. We should thank everybody and go. Thank you all so much for viewing us. Thank you, Star and Robert, for guesting.
Yes.
And y'all have a good one.
Bye.
Farewell.